Hello, my friends. It is a gorgeous day here in Ojai, California, and I would have no idea that it's a gorgeous day today if I had continued to do the same limiting pattern that I've been doing for a couple years now. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the keys of self-care that I just applied to my own life, and it has made such a difference in my mindset, in my inner emotional stability, in my feelings of peace and gratitude and energy. Actually having so much energy even when I'm working really hard and long hours. So if you're not already subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button if you want to be continuously supported in raising your frequency, growing spiritually, and having a thriving spiritual business. I always say your frequency is your number one job, which is why I make a lot of videos on energy and frequency and how to embody peace, because I can give you all of the business, spiritual business, soul-centered business strategies in the universe. But if you don't feel good, it's going to be very hard to sustain success, to feel energized, to give something valuable, which is really you. I was getting caught up in this challenge in my business, in my life, because for the last few years, I've worked 6 days a week. To me, that was just normal. We train coaches on Saturdays and we have workshops on Saturdays. So it's just, I love my work and it's such a joy to do my work. So I simply found myself working 6 days a week for years and years. I realized recently that my emotions and my physical body were giving me feedback saying something is off. Veronica, you got to change it up. You got to change it up. You have your own business. You have the power to do this. So what I'm about to share with you is going to be especially supportive for you if you've been feeling really low energy-wise, maybe even depressed, resentful. I know I was feeling frustrated, resentful, anger come up, which are really healthy signs. They are feedback. Our physical body and our emotional body is constantly giving us feedback. Whether or not we choose to listen is entirely up to us, but the feedback will get louder until we get it and we make a change. The feedback I was getting was frustration, sitting so many hours and doing a lot of computer work and not being outside in the most beautiful place on earth, one of them, and being indoors so much. This isn't me whining, this is just noticing that I was feeling resentful and anger because parts of my self-care practice were slipping away, and everything was, so much of my energy had been going outward towards clients, towards students, towards videos, towards content creation, towards all of our curriculum, creating social media. And it wasn't working for me. I was able to sustain it for a while, but I've hit that point where my body has said no more. And really, especially my emotional body. So the self-care, one of the keys to self-care, which is so incredibly valuable, I'm just assuming that you already have a self-care practice. If you don't, check out the videos on my channel about self-care. I've had many people say the video I created, Self-Care for Life Coaches, is really amazing for anyone. So definitely check that out. One of the keys of self-care is at the end of every month, the last day of the month, to assess the feedback your emotional system and your physical body has given you. So maybe it's tense shoulders, maybe it's indigestion, maybe it's headaches, exhaustion, bloating, maybe it's anxiety. So then there are emotional things that could be coming up, like anxiety or depression or anger or, rage outbursts or things like that. I really encourage you to remove any judgment out of the equation and just know that if you're going through any of these things, I go through these things, and it's human nature. It's not a problem. It's only a problem when we judge it and we don't get the insight to change something. One of the fastest ways to shift your energy is mindset, and I've been working with this a lot. Whenever I feel like I don't want to do something, I just check myself, and instead of saying, I don't want to do this, I check my mind and the complainer in my mind, and I change the mindset to, I get to do this. Look at your life, and I do this on a daily basis. I don't care how challenging it is, we always have something, some glimmer of light to really connect with our magnificence, with our energy, with love, with inspiration. And gratitude is so important for that. But if you find that even the mindset shifts aren't working, it's likely that there's a lifestyle shift or some kind of physical shift and action that needs to take place. So for me, what that was is working 6 days a week is no longer okay for me. It's no longer sane. I've been, during this quarantine, COVID, all of this, really looking at the systems in life and the things that people assume are normal, what I've taken to be as normal, and one of those things being working endlessly. And that's especially true in America, and it's not my thing anymore. It's not why I'm here. It's not what I choose to do to myself when I die. I'm not going to look back and go, God, I wish I worked more. I'm not going to say that, let's be honest. So I'm encouraging you to really look at the feedback your life is giving you. So this is what I want you to do. Take out a sheet of paper and a pen, go into sacred space, light a candle, put flowers on the desk, maybe even put some nice music, or get out in nature, sit under a tree, bring a picnic, make it a date with yourself at the end of the month. And at the top of the page, I want you to write the month that you've just completed and just list out the emotional and physical feedback and even the outside feedback, you know, how is your business doing, your relationship, your health, your home, you know, all different areas of your life, your finances, how are you doing in all areas, because that is feedback as well. And just sort of track, especially what you have been feeling physically and emotionally. And then at the end of the month, ask yourself, what are these symptoms, emotional symptoms, physical symptoms, communicating to me? What do they need for me to change? Or what am I believing that's actually the problem, not my life, but what I'm thinking about my life? So you want to really take an assessment of what the feedback is, and create space for yourself. Has your heart been racing and shouting at you? Has your body been exhausted and asking you to rest and to stop? Has your digestion been off, telling you that what you're eating is exhausting you, or the stress in your life is too high? Just start to assess what, with neutral eyes, with a loving heart, without making any of this bad, wrong, good, even right, even just really looking at it with neutral eyes. You're getting feedback. On a clean sheet of paper, write the next month and what you intend to implement for next month, given what you've discovered this month. For me, that was, how can I take more time for myself? Get out in nature, get off technology, come into a still mind, go deeper on my spiritual path. And for me, that looked like opening up Fridays, so I'm not working on Fridays, giving myself a 5-day work week instead of 6. Ooh, it's getting sunny. Hold on a second. Okay, sunshine, I love you, but take an assessment at the end of every month and notice what it is that the physical and emotional symptoms are telling you. What do you need? What needs to change? How can you change those things? We have 3 options in any situation that we are not happy with. Number 1 is to complain and moan and bitch about it all day long and not change anything. Number 2 is to accept what's going on and change our minds about it. just like I do on a daily basis. When my mind goes into complain mode, I'm like, whew, V, check yourself. You've got an amazing life. I get to do this. I'm grateful I get to do this. I love my job. I love my life. I love my business. And that's absolutely true. Or 3 is to make an actual change, like a physical change that feels really enlivening, energizing, on point with your soul, and make that change. It could be a combination of mindset, which is what I've been doing for years now, just being grateful for the fact that I can work and I love what I do and I love the people I work with and our amazing community. And now I'm adding in some extra physical changes. So with that said, the change I've recently made is that Fridays are mine now. I no longer work on Fridays, and the truth is I have things scheduled, team meetings, especially on Fridays, some of the Fridays of each month through the end of the year, but that's okay. At least I have 2-3 Fridays a month now that I'm taking for myself in addition to Sunday. So as soon as I made that decision and I changed my calendar, I cannot tell you the energy, the joy, the inspiration, the love, the zest for life again as soon as I made that decision, because nobody's going to do it for you. One of the keys of self-care is to realize that nobody is going to make space for you to feel good. It's up to you. Nobody's going to come swoop down and save you from your life. It's up to you. Nobody's going to walk in your door and say, hey, your mindset is off track. Let's, clean that up. Nobody's going to do that for you. So it's up to us to make the space to look at the feedback life is giving us, our emotions are giving us, our mind, our physical bodies are giving us, and listen deeper. I'm working with an amazing woman right now who's having heart palpitations, and it's intense, but she hasn't been listening for 30, 40, 50 years of her life to the symptoms in her body, to her emotional, to her needs. And so now every time her heart is beating like that, she's getting medicine. She's getting this knock at the door from inside saying, please make space for me. Please listen. Stop putting everyone else first. She's a classic martyr where she puts everyone else first, and now she's awakening into self-care and self-love, which is so beautiful. So these things aren't tragic. They're not terrible. They are communication. Your body never lies. It always tells the truth. Always, 100% of the time. So that is even more reliable than emotional feedback. So just check with your body and notice what you actually need what your body needs in order to flourish, to thrive. For me, it's coming out in nature, getting off technology, basking in the sun, getting sunshine, water, swimming in the water, breathing in fresh air, getting my feet on the rocks and just feeling nature, which is one of our best resources. So one of the keys of self-care is to end of month, every single last day of every month, assess the feedback you've received for the month. How were you feeling emotionally? What was going on physically for you, health-wise? What was the feedback life was giving you? Were you having arguments? Are your finances all over the place? Are your relationships intact? Really assess things with neutral eyes, and instead of getting down on yourself, get excited because life is communicating with you, and now you get to listen and respond. Write it in your calendar now that every month you have a date with yourself, a self-love date where you assess the month and prepare for an even brighter and better next month. The power is in your hands. Step by step to make changes. Little steps over time, little changes over time amount to a magnanimous life when they're in the direction of your soul and your heart's guidance. I love you guys so much. If you got something from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to share this with a friend who could use some self-care. Now is the time to keep our frequency strong, to take extra good care of ourselves, and make the space necessary to listen deeply and respond to the wisdom we find from within and bring it out into our world. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. nature. Truly, you guys, I promise you will thank me.